You want me to put that on my Tudor?
Harry's wife, utterly up herself. You'll be familiar with the phrase, if she were made of chocolate, she would eat herself, because somebody so self-obsessed believes themselves to be so utterly irresistible that they are, in effect, in love with themselves. Harry's wife, of course, very much falls within this. You might think that many narcissists would. Well, there are a lot that would fall within a similar description, but there are some narcissists that come across as more self-effacing, even though it's false humility. There are other behaviours that demonstrate why they're a narcissist, and they don't always necessarily come across as being totally preoccupied with themselves. They can create a facade of taking an interest in other people, but it is only done, as you know, to be self-serving. Some narcissists are far more effective at the creation of a veneer and a facade to con people. Most narcissists, however, can't achieve that, and instead their desire for themselves shines through. And Harry's wife is no different in that regard. As I've explained to you many times, she believes that the universe revolves around her, that she's amazing and wonderful, that every man wants to knock her hip out and every woman wants to be like her. And this frame of mind continues as reported on by Radar Online, which comes with the headline, Harry's wife declined King Charles III's coronation invitation to keep the attention on His Majesty amid royal rift. Of course, this has to come with a very firm bullshit warning. You know from my work of analysing two narcissists, Charles and Harry's wife, that it simply came down to this. He invited her because his facade demanded that he would do so, with the expectation that she would be unlikely to respond favourably to it. It makes him look good, and he avoids having the troublemaker attend. Big win for Chuck. She doesn't attend because her narcissism basically says, you can't go, the world is full of haters over there, it'll be an utter disaster, but you also need to stay and look after your children because your priority is being a good mother. Her narcissism essentially whispers that in her ear, telling her, without telling her, your control is going to be threatened if you go. We can't let that happen. So what we're going to say to you is you're going to meet a lot of aggravation. You don't need it. You need to preserve your mental health. You do it for peace of mind. And also, you're a good mum and you need to stay for Archie's birthday. That's what it tells her in order to compel her not to go and to decline. But thereafter, what happens? Well, unsurprisingly, someone with the insight that I have explains very clearly why she's not gone. Other people also think, well, she's not going because she doesn't want to get bashed. She's not going because she's a coward. She's not going because she knows that she's not welcome. And her narcissism then does this. Okay, lots of people are commenting adversely about Harry's wife, suggesting that she's a coward, that she's running away from problems, that she's created these issues for herself and is reaping what she sows. All of that is criticism, which is a threat to her sense of control. We can't have that. It's damaging her facade as well. So what we now need to do is nullify those threats to control and compel her to put something out there to suggest that actually she declined for the most wholesome of reasons, for the fairest and most empathic of reasons, namely, she wants to keep the attention on His Majesty. Now, of course, those of you that heard me say that when I read out the title from Radar Online will have immediately have thought this. Oh, here she goes again. To keep the attention on somebody else, she does so by talking about herself. Oh, she can't see the hypocrisy of what she's doing by saying, oh no, I want to make it all about Charles, not me, but actually, once again, I'm making it all about me. This isn't calculated by her. She doesn't stand there and think, do you know what? I'm going to say I'll keep all of the attention on Charles, but actually I'm doing this to keep the attention on me. She honestly believes that what she's doing is the right thing. That is the blindness that is created by her narcissism. But it also only functions up to a point in terms of the way that it's evolved, so that it actually makes her look more stupid. Because so many people see it and go, yes, typical narcissist. You're saying that you're doing it for this reason, to put the attention on Charles, but actually you're making it all about you. Further examples would be, I don't want to cause a fuss, so I'm not going to come because I don't want everybody talking about me, and then ensuring that everybody knows. It's a little bit like where you'll be in certain places, in chat rooms, below the line commentary, on a blog, and there's someone that has to announce their departure. Why? You're not an airport. Fuck off. If you're deciding you're going. But these individuals have to do so with a flounce. I don't want to make it all about me, and I don't want to draw attention to myself, but I felt I needed to say these things as I leave. Just go. You don't need to say them. You decided you want to go. Just go. But of course they can't, because what they want is a reaction to their announcement. They want a response to their flounce. And it's the same thing with Harry's wife. In appearing to do the right thing by saying, oh, I want all the attention to stay on Charles, that's why I'm not coming, she again makes it all about her. Her narcissism, of course, does that for her. The report states that Harry's wife caused a stir after declining to attend King Charles III's May 6th coronation ceremony. Now, RadarOnline.com has learned that the Suits actress made the controversial decision not only to avoid unnecessary drama, well, she just creates yet more, but because she thought going to the highly anticipated event may take attention away from His Majesty. Yes, this is old chocolate lady herself. And I don't say that with reference to the fact that she bronzes up. I say that with reference to that she thinks she's so magnificent and so many people are interested in her that she would eat herself were she made of chocolate. Yes, I'm so important that if I went to the coronation, everybody would be talking about me. Now, undoubtedly, there would be coverage because the press can't help itself, and many people will want to comment upon her because there's another opportunity, for instance, from my perspective, to explain about her narcissism in relation to what she does. So it's partially correct that there would be a lot of coverage about her, but this false humility, this false empathy that she exists, I'm making it about Charles and not about me. The article continues, she just really doesn't want a song and dance and everything being lived out in the public eye. Bullshit. Following years of tension, Harry's wife and Prince Harry have been especially distanced from the royal family following the December premiere of their bombshell Shitflix docuseries and the January release of the Duke of Sussex tell-all memoir, Wah, which both respectively aired out the royals' dirty laundry, lack of boundary recognition, sense of entitlement, lack of emotional empathy. But despite their ongoing issues, the source confessed Harry's wife, 41, did have hopes for her children, 3-year-old Archie and 1-year-old Lilibet, one day having a relationship with Charles, future faking, promised gain, especially considering her estranged connection with her own family. Harry's wife doesn't want any more rifts. Now, in all seriousness, she means it when she says it, but then the very next moment she'll start another rift, because that's the compartmentalization and the hypocrisy of the narcissist. The fact is, it's utter bollocks that she did this to keep attention on the king, but her narcissism, as a consequence of the repeated threats that she receives by people criticising her behaviour, has to do something to nullify these threats to control, and so it pumps this out as part of facade management. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.